Things First is sponsored by Ram Trucks, built to serve.
We had Deladova here.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to First Things First. We planned that joke for all of 8 seconds before it finally laid itself out.
Miles didn't have his jacket.
Well, you didn't have a shirt on before that, and that was even more awkward. So now you're fully dressed, and we're so happy to have you.
Come dressed for getting there.
Hey, we got a big show for you today. We're going to tell you why LeBron has a chance to take the MVP away from Giannis. Zion and Luka battled it out in overtime last night, but we got to start with Tom Brady at a contract crossroad. And the call heard around the world. According to reports, Tom Brady and Bill Belichick have spoken. It was on the phone. The reception was clear. Some saying it, quote, didn't go well. Others reporting it was, quote, business as usual. You know what, Coach? There appears to be movement here. On which side, in which direction, I don't think anyone knows. But give us your best pitch. If you're Bill Belichick, give me your best pitch to Tom Brady to bring him back.
Okay, so now there's a phone call that supposedly took place. Did Bill call Tom? Did Tom call Bill? Like, what are they reporting? Like, who's recruiting who? And there is no pitch. Bill's not.
There's
putting,
no pitch.
He's not putting together like some PowerPoint and getting up in front of Tom and his team and showing him the advantages of staying in New England. There's 20 years worth of pitch as to why he should stay in New England. He's achieved it at a level that's been unseen before, and I respect that. But as much as it's been Tom, it's also been Tom's relationship with Bill. And at this point in his career, his best chance to be successful is to stay with New England. And I'm not convinced that Bill is trying to pitch him at all. I think that they're at a point where if it makes sense financially, then Tom will stay. If Tom has expectations that the organization feels are unreasonable, or Bill does, then Bill's probably going to let him go.
Well, to me, and I'm not saying you're wrong here, that Bill is not going to pitch Tom. But if he doesn't pitch him at all, if he doesn't show him a little bit of love in this, then he's going to lose it. Like, now maybe you can say, and to me, it would only be about ego. It would only be about, I'm Bill Belichick.
But I thought you thought it was a money
We've
thing.
won. Well, hold on. What do you mean? I thought what was a money? I'm saying the only reason Belichick wouldn't pitch Brady, wouldn't show him some love, is because he has a feeling of, I don't pitch people.
Oh,
I don't
Belichick's ego.
Belichick's, yeah.
Gotcha.
I don't audition for roles. You know
Never
what I mean?
have, never will, doesn't matter who you are.
He does pitch people. He has the ability to recruit. I've seen him recruit guys.
So why would
in
he
the
not
past.
pitch Brady?
Because I think this is different. Like the free agency in the past were guys that weren't necessarily part of the organization, and I do think that part of this process is, okay, go see what you can get, see what the market is, and after you see what the market is, come back with a number, and then we'll discuss it. And then there may be money at that point. There may be more of a pitch at that point. I don't know how strong Tom's market is at this right now, and we hear a lot about all the teams that are monitoring. What does monitoring mean?
Well, we heard 8 teams interested, 4 teams would sign him tomorrow.
8 teams monitoring, and 4 teams.
But 4 teams would sign him.
I'm monitoring.
And who's reporting this? It's just there's so much not known right now, and a lot of it is unbelievable, especially if someone's reporting it from the New England side, because Tom doesn't talk about it and Bill doesn't talk about it. So
guys.
all this stuff is just.
So tell me what the conversation is if you're on the phone.
That's what my question is.
What's the conversation? You pick up the phone, you get on the phone, and what are they talking about then?
It's
off-season vacations?
Look, I've had a few of those conversations, and it's not a long time talking about how the family is and what you've been up to. It's going to be much more in line with business. Have you thought about what you want to do? Have you changed your offer? Have you thought it's going to be more back and forth, but not a lot of pregnant pauses, a lot of quietness, and I'm sure that's where it is.
Then he's gone.
No, but it's not abnormal. It's not abnormal to have those conversations with Bill. That's the way Bill's wired.
Nothing about this situation is normal. Nothing about Brady is a typical free agent. And you're saying he's not going to give him the full PowerPoint presentation, all of the bells and whistles. Everyone else is.
No, and he shouldn't have to. He shouldn't have to. There's 20 years of PowerPoint presentations.
But that goes in both directions, Coach.
It does. It does. So if you suddenly had to pitch your wife or expected your wife to give you a PowerPoint presentation. Like, they've been married. They've had a successful marriage for a long time.
That's a good point.
It's been good for both of them. And now suddenly you want your partner
but there's not an expiration date
to tell
on
me
marriage.
all the reasons.
The relationship expires March 18th. And I don't, you said something interesting a moment ago, Wilds, which is you thought that I had said it's just about money. To me, it's about respect and appreciation. And that can be shown a number of ways. Money is one of the ways. I think if on this phone call, Belichick swallowed a bit of his pride and said, Tommy, obviously, we've been the best thing for each other. Maybe I haven't said enough to you how much I appreciate you, and maybe last year I focused a little too much on my defense, not a little enough, not quite enough on your offense.
I buy that.
Now, am I going to bend over backwards? Am I going to make you the highest paid quarterback in football? No. But I can do a little more for you at the end of your career as you've done so much for me, and tell him, show him some love. Show him how much he's appreciated. Don't you think that would go a long way?
Hey, look, at some point, I think the appreciation, there is an element of that. But if you've been part of something for 20 years and you've been successful doing it, and you've seen how the interactions have taken place with other really notable members of the organization and been okay with that too, when it comes your time, you can't be surprised that it's happening to you.
You know what would help a lot in these discussions? If Brady would just tell us exactly what it is he's going to do. So that's not going to happen. Instead, his friends will shed a little light. Take a listen to Brady on the phone with his buddy, UFC President Dana White.
We want you to come to the Raiders. You know I've been pitching you now for a month. I love you too. Come on, brother, get to Vegas.
Thanks, man. I know it's been a lot of patience for me. And obviously being where I've been for 20 years, it's been an amazing experience. And I don't know what the future holds right now. I'm just trying to be patient through this process, my first time going through it. And in the meantime, I'm going to spend a lot of time with my family over the next 10, 12 days. And we got a little vacation plan, which I'm looking forward to.
God, I hope Brady knew he was being recorded, because otherwise...
He knew. I don't know if he knew it was coming.
But your face and my face were exactly the same. A little uncomfortable.
From Patriot fan Dana White? That was Patriot fan Dana White?
Well, supposedly, but now he's a Raider.
Now he's Raider fan.
He's Raider representative. All right, my immediate reaction was two things. One is, as I said yesterday, Brady needs better friends. You can't put him in that spot. You can't be on IG Live and make him do an impromptu interview when he thinks he's taking a phone call from his...
He might have agreed to it. We don't...
Well, if he agreed to it, then I go back to my point from a week ago, which is Brady's loving the attention. He's either loving the attention or he got sandbagged. Either way, but the other person I thought about was you, Kevin Wilds, because Brady keeps lightly alluding to his time with the Patriots.
I know.
How's he doing it? In what tense?
It's the past tense, unfortunately. We've never heard him talk like he said, it's been a great experience. I'm like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
That one like struck fear in my heart, Coach.
It has been a great experience, and it can still be a great experience.
But it's just not how you talk about it. Like, we remember you talking about marriage. Like, how's your marriage? It's been a great experience.
As
like,
opposed to it's going great.
Yeah.
There is an element of what Nick was saying earlier where I'm sure Tom wants to be appreciated. I totally understand that. And for that to happen, he's going to have to establish a market outside of New England. He's going to have to show that there is real value outside. And then typically, like any negotiation, that negotiation will turn. But if you don't believe that Tom is going to walk away, if they don't necessarily believe he'll truly walk, then nothing is going to move. Because one of the things that you love about Belichick, one of the things that you love about New England, every fan has, is that ruthlessness in dealing with players and being ready to move on from players, which is